So as Baxter said, this is about driving operational excellence and the benefits of integrating core improvement programs into the company culture. Now, we heard just before the coffee break from the supply chain guys, and they have a wider brief. They were looking from the raw material side of things right through factories and out to customers. And we want to kind of narrow the lens a little bit, focus in on the manufacturing side. So I'm going to ask Dr. Algendi, here, sat next to me, to give us a bit of an insight to start with for a few minutes on a perspective on lean management and leadership and how lean concepts and methodologies are reshaping the manufacturing landscape. So, Dr. Algendi, over to you.
Good afternoon. I'll capture on the last couple of days fantastic presentations from different industries. And the previous panel of supply chain and having the supply chain as a go, no go organization function. The critical factor here is lean management is more about flow. Everyone is talking about the customer. We need to capture data. We need to have this. We need to have that. Still, without having a better understanding and the right understanding of the customer voice will not shape the organization in a good way. Lean is simply a tool, but it is again driven by a pull to the voice of customer, i.e. the same word, creating value to the customer, i.e. there should be flow. If we don't have flow, then we are not moving in the right direction. And this is how lean organization starts. And this is where the lean concepts drive the business to a successful, competitive or global competitive organization by having flow and pull. And tools are everywhere. You can log on into the internet, get all the tools. You can have a fantastic MES like we have seen, capturing all the business intelligence reports. So tools are everywhere. Technology is developing. Everyone at the tip of finger can get the tools. It's more about organizational leadership. And I'll take the previous presentation where there was manufacturing level 4. We have the shop floor. MES fits in between. So if we don't have a buy-in at the top of the organization, a good leadership to drive the organization towards a clear strategy with a clear vision about where the organization will go, we will be wasting money in the drain. It's of no value to go for lean tools and consultants, and you don't have the leadership just because it's the era of lean or Six Sigma or TQM, all these fantastic tools. If there is no leadership at the top to drive the organization to focus externally on the voice of customer and translate this voice of customer internally, then it's not the right start for the organization. Technology is needed as an enabler, but you need first to know what is driving the business. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks, Dr. Algendi. You've led us nicely, actually, into the second subject. It's about the challenges in adopting lean principles and how these principles can transform organizations into high-performing entities. And so I'm going to ask Dr. Salah, if you could give us 2 or 3 minutes, please, on your perspective on this for the audience.
Sure. Thanks for the opportunity. I'd like to start saying that lean is about the mindset, and lean is about creating the quality culture, the proper quality culture in any organization. So it's a way of thinking, a way of having the self-discipline not to pass any defect to the next step, a way to empathize with your clients, to put yourself in the place of the client, think what is adding value to that client. So lean focuses on the processes, streamlining them. It provides the framework, where you can use the value stream mapping, where you can summarize all of your process nicely in one value stream map, and use that value stream map as a framework to drive your improvement and identify the different Kaizen events that you need to do, utilizing the different tools in the Lean toolbox, whatever is suitable to the problems that you're facing, using this structured approach, whether it's Plan, Do, Check, Act, or the DMAIC Six Sigma or Lean Six Sigma approach, but focusing on value stream mapping. It really can help you go from, let's say, a 40,000 level of parts per million defects down to, let's say, a 40 ppm level. And then you might use technology, let's say, to optimize it further and reach to a Six Sigma level. So coming to the challenges, the key thing is to focus on the processes, the people, and I think, as Dr. El-Gindi said as well, the top management commitment is definitely the key one. The weakest link is really in the people. You can have the best methodology in place, but if you don't have the buy-in and the mindset change from the people, when they buy let's say, the banana, and you pay actually for the weight of the banana, you're actually paying for the peel, not only the fruit. So not being able to recognize that this is the waste is really the first challenge. So you need to invest in educating your teams from top management across the whole industry, and then you can drive the change.
That's great. Thank you, Dr. Saleh. I'm going to ask Fazila now to give us her perspective on the same thing, please, about the challenges in adopting lean methodologies and how these principles can transform organizations into high-performing entities. Fazila.
First of all, thank you very much for the opportunity. Having worked in operational excellence for a couple of years now, I would build onto what Dr. Saleh just said, that there are many challenges. One thing, we all know that Toyota has done lean for many, many years. And there are many companies who has tried to replicate and failed. Why? It all boils down to one thing, and it's culture. It's about company culture. So in order, when you embark on a lean journey, the key thing is to have your cultural enablers in place. So the biggest challenges, I would say, is to have top management support, that they genuinely believes in lean, and they are supportive, and that they really walk the talk. That's key. Second point is having collaboration across functions, divisions, and avoid the silo thinking, because that will really create a unified thinking across a problem or an issue. The third point, I would say, is empowerment. To empower, to drive empowerment across the organization. So all levels from top down should have the chance to share ideas and make decisions in order to drive improvements. There are many more challenges, but these are a few, and I think if you have the key enablers in place, you can successfully adopt the lean principles.
Thank you there, Fazila. Fazila is the Regional Lean Manufacturing Manager at IMEA Henkel, so in a great position to give us her perspective there. I want to pass over now to Efe, if I may. Same question, please, if you could just give us your perspective, and same thing, lots of different perspectives here. And Efe is the Manufacturing Excellence Manager at Unilever. Efe.
Okay, so good afternoon. I think, yeah, sounds good. So I think the biggest challenge is data measurement, because no matter which level you are a beginner in the continuous improvement, you are at advanced level, you need to continuously improve and invest on your data measurement. So why I'm saying this as challenge? Because we need to take care of the cost part of investment. You cannot go and ask directly the money from your executives, because probably the challenge is you cannot directly show the payback of your investment. Another part of data capturing is accuracy of the measurement. So today, many companies or many suppliers providing under Industrial 4.0 data measurement systems. In fact, what we need to do is to challenge the accuracy of the process. To give you an example, for one of factories, one supplier volunteered to implement this data capturing system. So they presented good pie charts, bar charts, shiftly reports, weekly reports, monthly reports, which is nice to have. But when it comes to accuracy, the right question is, how do they capture this data from our machines? And I have to ask them, for one shift, can you extract the data for me? And you know what is the output? Considering the 100% of loss rate, 50% is unknown, 30% is others, 20% is minor stoppage, breakdown, quality. That's what we are looking for. If you are in this condition, let's say if you are implementing 200K euro for a data capturing system, probably you need to invest another 200K euro for your PLCs to be able to extract the right information from your shop floor. So, in summary, I think we need a health check to understand our capabilities and machines, where we are and what is our current condition. This is the main challenge. Second thing is, of course, the capability of our people. Okay, we have measurement systems, we know what are our problems. Of course, our people will solve the problems. So what we need to do, which is a very wide topic, but we need to transform our HR approach or people development approach in another level. We cannot train all people for everything. We need to find the right people to train on the right topic to deliver from the results. Thank you.
Great, thank you there, Effie. We're going to now. We all understand that a lot of these, or some of these strategies and initiatives don't always bear fruit. They're not all grand successes. So we're going to ask the team to just share some examples, really, of what are some of the reasons that their improvement projects have failed. So we can learn by our mistakes here. So we'll save the positive success stories until the last section. We'll do this part first. But this is all about, again, improving, learning by our mistakes. So if I can ask now, Amit, if you could lead us off here. Amit is the manager for operational excellence at MAH Curry, who are the largest paper recycling facility in the area. So Amit, if you could take us away, please.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity. The biggest challenge what I feel is when we consider operation excellence as a set of tools rather than a cultural change. When I'm talking about cultural change, I'm talking about aligning the topmost person of the organization, the top floor to the shop floor. I'm trying to say that when we're trying to align the objective of the company from the CEO of the company to the cleaner of the company, when they are in the same line, then we talk about culture change. For a simple example, like if I go on the shop floor and I talk to a person who has worked in the same company for 30 years, and I tell him that you have to do this way in this way, he says what? For example, when we fold our hands like this, and I say that change your hands, will we be comfortable? When we are not even comfortable for a second when we change our hands, how do you expect a person who has worked for 30 years in the same company to adopt a new methodology, to adopt a new culture? And when this is not supported with a very soft skill, the way it is communicated to the shop floor, it again affects. It is very important how this message is transformed from the top management to the bottom line. Many times top management wants, but when the feedback doesn't go from the bottom, things are not working.
Thank you there, Emmett. Dr. Algendi, if I could ask you to share some of your insight, please, on some of the reasons that these improvement initiatives do not succeed as planned.
The key success factor for any initiative is a formula of two sides. One side is showing degree of dissatisfaction, what is the vision for the future, and what is the first step. If the multiplier of these three factors is higher than the resistance to change, then the initiative will succeed. Your change strategy will succeed. So what is always starting failure mode for any new initiative implementation in organization is, what is the vision of the future? Where we want to go? How we want to go? And what will be the first step? And these decisions usually takes place in closed rooms. We'll get this consultant, he will make the lean, and we will get this service provider, he will give us this IT enabler tool, plus. But alignment and communication to across the organization, top, bottom, is it there or not? Yes, we can sit and make strategic decisions in closed rooms. How this is communicated is a key success factor and a great failure mode in so many implementations across different industries, that communication was not correct. There is no alignment of rewards and recognition system to the implementation success. People think of lean as, let's go and do it, rather than thinking, should we eat the elephant? Are we able to eat the elephant? Or should we cut it in small pieces? Through, as my colleagues mentioned, make some Kaizen events, make just do it projects to energize the organization about the success. And all of these will have ripple effects in the organization to succeed. So if we don't have a clear vision of the future and the first step and communication, these are major failure modes through the organization for any implementation.
Oh, great. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. I'm going to ask Efe if you could give us your insight again on this subject of why some of the things don't go as planned.
Okay, so most of the companies believe, especially when they don't succeed on the continuous improvement activities, they are not on the right production management system. So you might have TPM, you might have world-class manufacturing, you might have Six Sigma, or sometimes tailor-made of systems that companies are using. In my opinion, there is no best system. The companies must follow the system that they are comfortable with. And as the other panelists said, together with the top management commitments. But the thing is, sometimes the problems in the shop floor are much more easier than we think, because as human nature, we always think that our problems are complex and we need complex approach. So I'm trying to demonstrate with two examples. If you have a line with an OEE of 50%, in my opinion, you don't need to implement any Kaizen for this line. Good news is, your problem is simple. Bad news is, sure, shop floor are probably not in a good condition. Only by restoring the basic conditions, setting the standards, SOPs, standard operating procedures, SMPs, standard maintenance procedures, or standard materials in your incoming material reception, you might improve your OEE naturally 10 to 15%. Okay, now you are in 60 to 70 and you start implementing some Kaizens on standard, on major, and you reach up to 80, 85% of OEE. Now you are in different level of manufacturing. And in this case, you might need some advanced tools. So what I can recommend in this sense is we need to start using technology wisely. So now in Unilever, in our company, for this advanced phenomena, in all factories we have high-speed cameras. We need to observe our processes, our components in an 4,000, 6,000 frames per second. In many factories, we are using microscope to understand, and even some other advanced factories, high-speed microscope. We start using pattern recognition, which we are investigating the cycle movements to understand what is wrong in the process. In the end of the day, for this level, if you reach, the technology is expensive. Good news is day by day they're getting lower and lower. a good benefit and cost-benefit analysis must take place, because from now on, after 85%, you cannot jump in 10% or something. Your improvements will be 0.51%. So proper benefit cost, if it really satisfies the condition, you might invest on the technology.
That's great. Thank you very much, and some good lessons. Hopefully, we can all learn from that insight. We're going to move now to more positive and discuss some of the success stories. We've all done very well at sticking to time, so you can perhaps stretch out a little bit here. And I'm going to ask Amit if you can go first. And this is to share some or a success story of operational improvement initiatives within your organization, please, Amit.
Well, when you talk about, I'm audible? Well, when you talk about the success stories, it starts with having a complete roadmap. And you need to have expectations from the roadmap. When you need to see when are you going to review your roadmap, and we need to see where are you. Having said that, our roadmap was very clear that we wanted to implement this operation excellence in the 6 years of time with this particular implementation. Our first objective was to bring the shop floor in line. When we started training them, making them understanding on how to identify a issue on the shop floor on the machine, and how to capture that and register back into the system, this has given us a very good results. The downtime, which was around 10%, it came down to around 6%. Our OE, which was hovering around about 60%, we were able to improve it to 75%. So it was nothing great we have done. We have just tried to involve people into that. We have tried to use their eyes, their ears to capture the abnormalities, issues which is happening in the machine, which leads to the breakdown, which is time consuming, which is cost to the company. So it was more involvement in people in the first phase which we wanted to bring in, and we think we have done that.
Great, thank you there, Amit. I'm going to pass over now to Dr. Algendi again. Dr. Algendi is the head of manufacturing excellence at Al Khajil Sugar. If you could share some success stories with us to inspire.
A great success story that I am proud of, which I have implemented and captured the fruits for this, was the value stream organization. So before moving to Al Khajil Sugar, which was just 6 weeks back, I was in another construction company as the manufacturing and supply chain director. And in this company, it was a more of ad hoc operation in the supply chain. So we need to improve efficiency. We cannot because of ad hoc demand. So in a nutshell, there was lack of visibility and discipline between demand management and supply management and production. So we were always firefighting. So we made value stream mapping, identified what are our processes, can we club processes together to capture fixed KPIs that are aligned together. They are complementing each other rather than competing. So procurement is working to buy at a very low price, tick the box. Planning is working to make the product available, tick the box. Production is working 1 or 2 or 3 shifts and saving on overtime, tick the box. Operational excellence come and say, we need to reduce the overtime, so let's reduce the changeover, tick the box. Everyone has his own KPIs in isolation. So one of the approaches is we made some sort of value stream mapping, and we started to align the departments together towards a common vision. So value stream map 1, value stream map 2, they all have one KPI, which is the CSI, the customer service. And then we take it down. So all of them are contributing to success, and all of them are contributing to change in a common direction. How did this impact the organization? The restructure made information flow very fast, on time, whether between the customer end or the supply end. Our inventory levels dramatically went down, our overtime went down, productivity or output per head went up, cost of goods went down. All of these as a multiplier made a significant improvement in the cost of manufacturing, overall cost of manufacturing, which impacted the company in a double-digit growth for the last 3 years across the market, which was fantastic progress for the company. Thank you.
Thank you. That's impressive stuff, and certainly the value of a value stream map and using that as a basis for to support organizational change, I can vouch for as well. It's extremely powerful tool. I'm going to finish this panel discussion now with Dr. Salah. Dr. Salah is the Business Process Improvement Manager at Juma Al Majid Group. And same thing for you, if you would mind, please, Dr. Salah. Just
Sure.
inspire us all with some examples, please. We've
Yes,
got a little bit of time, so
Sure. I can share with you one example from Leader Manufacturing, one of the facilities we have in Dubai. We actually we started our transformation through the lean journey with value stream mapping exercises. And one of the key Kaizen events that we started with that I will share with you was simply on 5S. So I've never seen, I can say this, I've never seen something so mobilizing to the people like Kaizen events, because it really encourages the creation of the proper lean quality culture in any organization. So people find themselves empowered to actually make the changes themselves. So their voice is heard by top management. Top management come down to the Gemba, where the value is added, where the work is actually happening on the shop floor. They listen to the people humbly, and they learn from them, and they discuss together, and they come up with these actions. And as you know, Kaizen events are not long projects, but rather short, focused efforts to make this transformation. So we started with awareness campaigns, which I think anybody who wants to start with, let's say, a lean journey can start with. So we started our awareness campaigns on quality, health, and safety, because they are also very much related. And one of the successful stories would be the 5S, and it does, as Dr. El-Gindi mentioned, it does help you to generate that ripple effect, where you can have a success story and then have hopefully more people, becoming more receptive to the changes that you and your team as quality practitioners try to implement in your organization. So with 5S, we actually trained the people and supported them. We planned for it, and we had the quarantine areas, the red tags. The effort started with all the people participating, sorting what they have, organizing, looking at their files, looking at their tools, looking at their layouts in their production cells. And with a humble budget, a small budget, they were able to actually invest and do a huge turn into their operation. The key thing is driving this morale, the improvement of the morale of the people. They become so motivated and so excited. And as I said, I've never seen something like this, so mobilizing to the people like the Kaizen event. So it's a change in the mindset of the people, along with the commitment from the top management. And it does tell a lot about any facility. If you walk to any facility and you find that people are not really responsible, if they are maybe throwing garbage here or there, then you don't want maybe to partner with that supplier, let's say. But the 5S Kaizen can be the thermometer, really, that you can use to gauge how disciplined your people are in their performance when it comes to running their operation, and how efficient they are. You can achieve high levels of efficiency. Some people refer to it as just cleaning exercise or workplace organization, but it's definitely a way much more than that. Thank you.
Great, thank you there, Dr. Saller. And you see there, Dr. Saller is bringing everything together really, because we touched on the success factor that was built on having the strategy at the start and developing a strong culture, and then following up. And also just touching on to what I think Luke from Rockwell was saying yesterday, about over 40% of this is about the people. About the people and engaging them and empowering them and encouraging them and this sort of thing. And this has come through in every one of the speakers' responses. So thanks very much. Now, we're very, very privileged to have these guys here, and we've got just over 10 minutes, so well done for keeping to time. I would expect nothing less from the Operation Excellence panel, I guess. But so we've got 10 minutes, so please take the opportunity now to fire some questions at the team, and we'll see what we can do.
Hi, I'm Richard. I presented about half an hour ago. Work for Pirelli. My question is, so it was interesting to hear so much about lean manufacturing, because to be honest, I first met lean manufacturing in 1997 with value stream mapping, 5S, etc. Seeing as we're talking about the future, and the future will be digital, smart manufacturing, whatever, what are the lessons that you've learned using lean manufacturing as a model that you want to take forward to your digital transformation in your companies?
Who would like to take this before I allocate?
I can,
Please go ahead, Dr. Saller.
Thank you for the question. I think before we actually, go to the advanced technologies and whatnot, I think we should master the basics first. And lean can help us really to simplify our processes, because imagine if you go ahead and automate one process and then you do the value stream map exercise and you find that maybe it's not needed anymore. You can do, without it, or you can combine it with another process step, or you can, you might as well just eliminate it. So I think you start with the lean, and it has to be the mindset. So whether you are in the stage 1 of your industrial, evolution, or you reach, stage 4, I think lean is the mindset that we always should have in mind, to focus on value versus waste. And in terms of what also practitioners are doing, we use simulation tools as well. I think even now with Minitab, the software that is available, you can actually do beautiful things. You can simulate the flow in any organization, and you can use that as a tool to demonstrate to your management team and even to your clients, how your process flows and how each, part of the value stream, those functions, those silos, can affect each other. So you can use that simulation to once you gather the data and you feed it to the system, you can see how everybody interacts with each other, and you can demonstrate some improvements using the software, and people can appreciate what can be done, and there will be eventually less resistance to change as well.
Did that answer your question, Richard? More or less.
Can I add something?
Please, Dr. Algendi would like to add to that, if we may, just quickly.
In addition to what's mentioned, if you go to stakeholders or the shareholders and ask them to invest in technology, okay, I'll put myself in their shoes. Okay, show me the ROI for this. So first question, show me the money. What is the return on this investment? So I will say, okay, these are the financials. They will ask, is this process optimized first or not? So moving to technology, again, whether it's 4, 5, 6, 10, level 10, you need first to have an optimized operational work environment. Technology does not optimize, it's an enabler. So we can move to technology at any point, whether at the bottom line in the shop floor and just bump these tons of dollars or whatever, or you can first have a process discipline, have people ready to move to the second level, as the previous presentation, to the MES level, then I can go to level 4 of manufacturing evolution or whatever. But first of all, you need to have an optimized process. As all of us know, whatever you put as an input will come as an output. Technology is not the tool to optimize the process. One of the previous presentation slide was global competitive manufacturing. To be competitive and to be a global market player, you need first to have an optimized process, and before moving to technology, there is a middle way which is being agile. Yes, I have a fat-free operation. Yes, I have an optimized operation, but this is on cost level. What about on profitability? So I can generate cash through having agile operation. Then, okay, how can technology enable this? How can technology help me to achieve this? So lean is part, you need to go to the second level, which is agile, then think about technology as an enabler.
Yeah, what we'd like to know is integrating digitization would achieve certain results in productivity and business, as well as Kaizen, which is actually catering to the 40% of the problem, that is the people. All right, so how much would these jointly create the results, or probably only Kaizen would create the percentage of results, like, you know, what you can.
I can make one
When you're
comment.
investing in the manpower resources.
Kaizen is not about automation. It's not about technology. Kaizen is a quick action where a team of people come together. They have a clear vision of what they want to achieve. They have a number of problems that they brainstorm, and they go ahead and resolve it. So there is one focus, let's say. There is through the value stream map framework, you can identify various Kaizens. You can work on quick changeover, 5S, total productive maintenance, error proofing, production layout, name it. But technology comes, I think, as I said earlier, you can refer to some book by Masaki Imai, for example, on Kaizen Gemba. You can see that, you know, in Japan, they promote first that you simplify your processes through creating a Kaizen culture where people work and the culture is created for lean and quality and the focus and the self-discipline and the mindset. But you can actually go, let's say, from a 40,000 defective parts per million level, okay, which is like maybe less than 3 sigma level. Huh? You can actually reduce that just by simple tools of lean, okay? And you can achieve and refine your process and reach maybe a level of 40 defectives in a million product. Then you might introduce technology to refine it further, but that's an investment that you need to decide about. Small automations might happen here and there. You might think, okay, I can do this. Instead of using the hard copy, I can attach the files in the ERP system, etc. Yes, you can do that. But generally, Kaizens are not about technology.
It is like we are saying that the lean manufacturing or TPM is also part of our activities, rather other than production, like implement of ISO also. So when you break these silos, you have to make small teams which are working on the shop floor, and then you have to integrate in such a way that the boss is same, and you have your engineering, your production, your quality all reporting to him, and you have these people are on the shop floor every day meeting together, discussing the problems, and they find out a solution, go to the boss, rather than just blaming each other, which is a normal practice in the industry. So if you want to break these silos, you have to make small teams. You have to ask them to come out with a solution.